So you already know you Israel, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, check this out. I want to read on Leviticus 23:1 real quick.
Leviticus 23.
Yeah, it's very, very important. 'Cause a lot of people forget about the joys of knowing who you are and how you're supposed to be festive and when you're supposed to be festive.
All right.
Check this out. Just start at 1.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Which you already know is us, right? So that's us. We in our congregation. Moses finna speak to us. Watch this. Read.
And say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord.
This is concerning our feasts, our festivals, our holidays, right? Watch this. Read.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Even these are my feasts.
He said holy convocations. What you supposed to do?
Holy convocations?
Yes.
I guess like, just follow the Lord's order when it comes to the feast and like the timing and all that.
You're supposed to gather. Read on. Watch this.
Right.
6 days shall work be done.
6 days that work be done, right?
That's on the Sabbath.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation.
So what you supposed to do on the Sabbath day?
Praise God, praise, like rest.
And do what? Holy convocation means what? A holy gathering. Yes. I don't know. Do you gather with anybody?
That's right now, not really.
So you got to do that, right? That's a law. We reading the law, right? I'm just saying, because a lot of people know that Israel. You understand that everybody, all the Israelites in this Bible knew they were Israel. You know that, right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes
But did all of them keep the commandments?
No.
No, not at all. That's why we went through slavery. As a slave, we went to captive. That's why we here where we at, right? So what we do is we make sure that our brothers understand that we still got to keep those commandments to make a change, so we don't have to keep staying like this. Read on.
Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
It's the Sabbath of the Lord in all of your dwellings. Go to John 10:22. Because I know you already stopped. You stopped the Christmas and all that stuff, right? I don't know if you ever did it, but you know.
In the past, right? Yeah, I'm talking about all of it.
Now I'm gonna ask you this: did you ever do the feast? Did you do the feast of dedication this year?
No.
All right. They see who else did the feast of dedication. Because some people say we don't have to do it, but we're gonna find out who else did it. Watch this. Read.
The book of John chapter 10 and verse 22.
John 10:22, New Testament, right? Watch this.
And it was at Jerusalem.
It was at Jerusalem.
The feast of the dedication.
The feast of the dedication. They see who was there.
And it was winter.
And it was winter.
And
Right
Jesus.
And who?
And Jesus.
And Jesus.
Walked
Joshua.
Walked in the temple in Solomon's porch.
Walked in the temple in Solomon's porch to do what? Do the feast of dedication. In winter. So don't get confused when you see brothers celebrating in December. You're supposed to be doing it too. Sometimes in December, sometimes in late November. It depends on how it falls with the calendar that they have in the United States. But we have our own feast days that we have to keep.
Right.
All right. So give me Hebrews 10. You know which one I want? 10:25. Because this is the thing. We see our brothers out there by themselves, man. It's gonna be harder for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know you're gonna, because I was there before too. It took me a while before I was like, all right, I need to go somewhere. It took me a while. But guess what? It's way better when you're with you. You learn way more. Watch this. Read that, 10:25.
The book of Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25.
Watch this.
Not forsaking the assembling
The assembly, you know what that means, right? Coming together. All right, just read.
of ourselves together.
So he said, don't forsake it. Read.
As the matter of some is.
Yeah, some of them like that, because you see people like, oh, I'm by myself. I don't do that camp stuff. All they doing is just hiding their sin. They probably got some lust in there, some thievery in there.
Right.
They probably still like getting high every day, all the time, drinking every day. But drinking every day, but when you get drunk all the time, you just a drunk, you a wino, whatever they call it, a drunkard. Nah. When you be around people, guess what they're gonna say? Bro, you drink too much. Bro, stop smoking, bro. You gonna hurt your body. They're gonna say something to you, right? Right, read on.
But exhorting one another.
So when you come around, you're gonna exhort one another to live godly lives. Watch this.
And so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
So you're gonna need to exhort one another because you start seeing the day approaching. You start seeing all the crazy crime, all the signs of. You start seeing the war here. Then you got another war over there. You got Ukraine over here. They always bombing, and wherever there's oil is gonna be some kind of conflict. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's where the money is. You're gonna see this, so you're gonna need brothers to exhort you. Hey man, we gotta be right, man. You know what I'm saying? Are you married?
No.
You ain't married. All right. So if you ain't married, what you supposed to be doing?
Praising God, spreading the word, spreading the gospel.
right, so make sure you ain't messing with no females too. That's called what? Fornication. Called fornication. So you can't do that either. But watch this. Let's go to and let me actually let's go there. Let's go to Exodus 22:16. Cause I know with young men they have this problem. I'm going a little fast. I don't know if I'm going too fast. You good, right? Cause you said you've been reading this stuff before. I just want to see you where you at because you're a young brother. You know, say you're 31. You ain't that young, but you still young.
The book of Exodus chapter 22 and verse 16.
So this is gonna be the problem when you fall into this. This is the judgment for brothers that keep sleeping around. This was the judgment back then. Watch this.
And if a man entice a maid,
that
is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
So you couldn't just lay with women like that. Yeah. You don't supposed to do that. That's fornication. So you do it to somebody's child, somebody's daughter, somebody's niece. Guess what? You said surely endow her to be your wife. Then ain't saying that you're married already. It said now you need to go and get married because you already did what? What you do? Entice. Watch this.
And a man entice a maid. That is not betrothed.
And she ain't promised to anybody. Cause you know how we are, man. We can be some smooth talkers. We can hit you with any. We can come off smooth. We can make you. Oh, she like to laugh. We gonna make you laugh. Do whatever we can do to get the woman to submit. All right. Now we're gonna go to. I'm just jumping from law to law. I know a lot of the young brothers have problems with this. Let's go to Leviticus 5:1. Nobody want to do this, but you gotta have wisdom when you do it. You pull your brother to the side. I know you probably got friends that still doing the same craziness that you was doing back in the day, right? And those are people that you're around all the time, right? Most of the time.
I'm trying to change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My life's been changing slowly.
What make you think I already know that? Because you ain't congregate with like-minded people.
Right.
Usually when you ain't congregate with like-minded people, you are still around those same brothers that were doing the wickedness. Yeah. Even though you fighting it, you just watching them do it all the time. They still smoking. They'll probably try to holler at like 20 girls in one night. Cause they know at least they're gonna get some numbers. Am I lying? But watch this. Let's see what you're supposed to do.
The book of Leviticus.
Actually, 19, my bad. I went to the wrong one. 1917. This is one that's scary. We be scared to come at our friends like this. What they call it, cop blocking?
Cop blocking.
That's what they call it, right? Watch this. Well, watch what the Bible say we supposed to do.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
You see that? We don't supposed to hate our brother, right? That's easy, right? Watch this, read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
We supposed to do what?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
You're supposed to rebuke your brethren, your brother. Your neighbor is your brother, right? So when Christ said we're talking about your brethren or your neighbor, he's talking about your brethren. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And not do what?
And not suffer sin upon him.
And you don't suffer sin upon him. So when you watch your friends do all that craziness, that's what you are showing them. What are you showing them?
Part of it, you agreeing with it?
No, I'm read it again. I want you to understand this. Read it again. This is the law. So we gotta obey the law. Watch this. Read.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
So he said, you should not hate thy brother. So now you're going to start showing the opposite of hate. This is how you show love to your brother. Read.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So when you rebuke your neighbor, you are showing love to him. Read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
When you don't suffer sin upon him, you showing love to him. That's it?
Verse 8.
No. Wait right there. So if you let them sin and you never rebuke them for doing them, then what are you showing them?
That when they doing it right, but
now you showing them they doing what? Read it from the beginning.
That you don't love them.
There you go. Hatred. Hatred is what you're showing them. That's true hatred when you let your brother fall off and start, doing drugs and jumping from woman to woman. He ain't taking care of his kids. He ain't taking care of the women that he been laying with. He ain't doing nothing right. And we just sit there. And that's what I used to be the same way. We just sit there and watch him do it. Like, you're like, whatever. And then sometimes people like, I ain't doing it. He doing that. You like, you just watch it. So you really hate this guy. You're gonna watch him go to prison one day. That's what it is. You're gonna see him drifting off. You know he's gonna end up in prison. You're gonna watch him do it. That is hatred according to the Bible.
Right.
Now let's go to Leviticus 5:1.
The book of Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 1. And if a soul sin.
So when you see your brother sinning, Especially when it comes, I'll just say sinning. We're gonna keep it general. Watch this.
And hear the voice of swearing.
So you hear them denounce God. You see them sinning. Watch this. Read.
And is a witness.
And you see it happen. You a witness. What should he say? Read.
Whether he have seen or known of it.
So whether you seen it or you just know of it, you know how he is. Watch this.
And if he do not utter it,
you don't say nothing to nobody.
Then he shall bear his iniquity.
Now that's on you. That's on you. Hey, so all the stuff you see your brothers doing that you hanging around with, that's on you. You just sitting there letting them do it. And guess what? When you start keeping the commandment, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, man, you're never gonna be invited to the party. They're not even gonna invite you because they already know you ain't about that life no more. You know what I'm saying? So then you're gonna be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go hang out with the brothers that keep the commandments, right? That's what you're gonna do. Now give me Leviticus 13. What's going on? Because we also gotta maintain, as brothers that know who they are, we gotta maintain how we supposed to represent ourselves, how we supposed to look. Because a lot of people, they'll think, oh, God don't care how I look, God don't care what I eat, God don't, they'll start just pronouncing what God believes, but they never read the Bible and know how he do it. He do it just like any father would do. When you have children, you want them to look a certain way, right? This is the shoes you're gonna wear. These are the pants you're gonna wear. Guess what? God even want to see how your head, your hair, everything. He tell you how you want it done. Watch this. Read.
The book of Leviticus chapter 13 and verse 30.
Watch this.
Then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair.
So, according to our people, our heritage, when people start getting yellow hair, it was a form of a plague, right? So it was like but I'm saying that we for to present ourselves in a certain manner. So I want to, cause I see you got blunt tips, which I gotta do is just grow that out or cut it off. I never had long hair like that to even do it. But read that from again, because I want you to understand where we coming from. Cause a lot of people get twisted on this. But if you knew that you was looking like you had a plague, would you wear your hair like that?
My brother
exactly, because I wouldn't either, right? So this is why we present it, let everybody see what that represents. Read, watch this.
And there be in it a yellow thin hair.
A yellow thin hair.
Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean.
Now he pronounces you unclean because he see that yellow thin hair. So a lot of people don't know that was part of our heritage, that we kept black hair, we kept it curly, and we still had we call it braids, cornrows. We used to wear like we still had that, but we was still more into our natural look.
Right.
Hey, what the young kids? So y'all believe in Christmas, which is something that somebody made up, but y'all say that y'all don't believe in God that wrote the Bible.
I said I believe in God. I believe in the Bible.
You just something what? So we gonna get it. We gonna show you what you're doing. Give me Jeremiah 10:1. Because this is the thing. The Bible got Christmas in it. The Bible said we're gonna do it, and we doing it today because we went through this. Most of the things you see us do is based off us being in slavery and servitude.
Right.
Christmas has nothing to do with us. Actually, it was something that we didn't supposed to do. We don't supposed to do it.
Right.
And we can read it in the Bible. Christ didn't never celebrate Christmas. That's not in the Bible. See, a lot of things that your parents are telling you, unfortunately, they're all fairy tale. We know that reindeer can't fly. we know, and we know we don't supposed to cut trees and put them in our house. We don't supposed to do that. Watch this. Read. Watch this. I want you to read it slow, man.
The book of
watch it. Read. Watch this.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 1.
This is in the Bible. All right. Watch this.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Oh, house of Israel. That's the so-called black people, the so-called Hispanic people, and Native Americans. Watch this.
Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord.
Learn not the way of the heathen.
So everybody that is not one of them, they are what we would call heathens. They're from another people. So they're not our people. You get what I'm saying? Like you have a nation, they're not of that nation. Watch this, read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So they say don't be dismayed by the signs of stars and all that stuff, right? You understand so far, Elijah and Emmanuel? Watch this.
For the custom of the people are vain.
The customs that they have are vain. Watch, now I want you to pay attention to this custom that they have. Watch this.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So a man will go and cut a tree out of the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
So that's like a lumberjack. That's what they call them, right? Watch this.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So they decorate these trees that they cut out of the woods or whatever, right? You sound familiar? Starting to sound familiar, right? Watch this. So they decking the tree.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
So now they gotta nail the tree down so it won't fall over when they set it up and decorate it, right? Sound familiar? This is what Christmas came from. Watch this, read.
They are upright as the palm
They
tree.
sit them upright like a palm tree. I know y'all see palm. Y'all in Florida. Y'all see palm trees everywhere. Watch this, read.
But speak not.
But the tree doesn't speak because that tree that you put in your house supposed to be the reincarnation of Nimrod or the sun god. I hope y'all understand that. You got a reincarnation of a pagan god in your house that's supposed to talk. Read, watch this.
They must needs be born.
He said it must need be born. They can't do it on their own. Watch this, read.
Because they cannot go.
Because they can't walk around. It's all pagan, it's fake.
Be not afraid of them.
He said be not afraid of them because back then, you know why you put put presents under the tree? Because that's how you pay homage to that tree. That's why you gotta kneel down and you gotta slide presents under the tree. For that tree won't come to life and it supposedly would attack you. That's why I said don't be afraid of the tree. Don't be afraid of that. It's nothing, it's pagan. This is like 1,000 years before Christ. That's how long Christmas has been around. It's not Christ's birthday. Christ wasn't born in the winter. Christ was born in the spring.
That's right.
You understand? So I was like you when I was young. I was like, man, some of this stuff gotta be fake. Don't make no sense because you start getting older. You start like, wait, that don't make sense. You know? Am I right? You're like that don't make sense. But it's things in the Bible that if you read it for yourself, you would know like, whoa, they were telling the truth. See, cause watch this. You see, I don't know if they still teach this in y'all class because y'all very young. I gotta hurry up because it's nighttime and y'all young. You seen this before? How we got over here? Like, where your father from? He's what is he? From Cuba?
He Cuban.
He Cuban? All right. So Manasseh and that's your brother or y'all? Now, where your father from? He's what? Okay, so you Judah. So we got Judah and Manasseh. Hey, so watch this. How you think the Cubans got to Cuba? Some of them came by a ship by themselves, and some of them came through slavery. If you see it right here, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of small. Put it up here. And the same thing with African Americans. Went through the same process of going through slavery. Now, this happened when, like in the 1600s, right? Now let's see what Moses said about the children of Israel to see if Moses said that this is going to happen over and over again. Watch this. We're going to go straight to it because I don't want the young brothers out too late. Go to Deuteronomy 28. You know which one I want.
I'm going to be out here all night.
You shouldn't be, man. It's dangerous out here sometimes. You got it.
You see these right here?
Oh yeah, you got
them. I wear this like every week because I'm broke.
We understand. That's why you got to come around and join the congregation. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
This Deuteronomy chapter 28, 68. We still in the Bible. Now, I'm going to ask you something, Elijah. Because you said you don't believe in the Bible. I think you believe in the Bible, right? So I'm going to ask you something. If Moses say that something going to happen to the Israelites like 5,000-6,000 years ago, and we can see evidence that it happened, does it make this Bible a true book?
It's not really.
Is it prophecy? You know what prophecy is, right?
What he's trying to say is that he thinks people made up stories in the Bible.
But I'm saying,
Like nobody knows how.
if somebody in the Bible, which is Moses for this instance, said that something was going to happen, then it happened, then what?
See, like,
we can see that in the Bible over and over again.
I don't know who made the Bible? Like,
Well, Moses wrote the first 5 books.
Oh,
But watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you guys. You see this? Let's see did it happen in the Bible. Read this. Actually, just right here.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68.
Check this out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So Egypt, what does Egypt mean? Y'all know what Egypt mean?
Egypt.
Yeah, the country Egypt.
Oh yeah.
What does it mean?
I don't know.
I get it for him because you know we gonna get it for him.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5 and verse 6. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage.
You see that? Egypt means house of bondage, meaning that is a place of servitude. Do you get what I'm saying? Slavery, a place of slavery. Read that from it. Now go to Deuteronomy 28 and read it again. I want you to listen closely.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
To a place of slavery again, but how are you gonna get there?
with ships.
With ships.
You see it?
You see the slave ships there? You see it? You see it down here? This is Moses saying to the Israelites. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So the same way he said you're gonna go there, that's how you're gonna go there, right? Watch this. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not gonna see the land called Egypt again. You ain't gonna see your homeland again. You ain't seeing none of that. Watch this. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We shall be what?
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be sold unto your enemy. I don't know if we got that one on here. Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't see it. It's right here. When we got off slave ships in the past, because we were brought over by slave ships. That's what we were. They would start selling us to our enemies, to our captives. We was on auction blocks. You know what I mean by auction blocks, right? Auction blocks, like you put let's say you want to sell your bike, right? You could put it on a block, then everybody see the bike, and then everybody start taking bids on how much they're willing to pay for your
I
bit.
know what I mean. I forgot.
We used to be the product back then. They would look at us like, oh, he's big and strong and fast. I put $10 on him. Got $10 would have been a lot of money. I put $10 on that young buck. Well, I put $12 on him. And that's how it was. They used to do us like that. You understand? And Moses is saying that in the Bible. 5,000 years ago, he was saying that was going to happen to us.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.